So I've gotten to this habit now of taking like 2-hour naps every day. It's not great, no, because I wake up at 4, and then I just wake up the next day, and I don't know who I am, what's going on, what time it is, what year it is. But hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Rough on Uncut, a behind-the-scenes take, one-take podcast on everyday life. Now, with Rough on Uncut, if you're just tuning in, it's a wall, one take, it's what really goes on my mind, there's no filter, no pre-planning, it's just me shooting the shit and doing things like that. So today I want to talk about something that a lot of people deal with, struggle with, try to understand themselves, and they use it to define either themselves or define people around them or define what their interests are, and that is sexuality. So sexuality is essentially just what your sexual preference is, like what do you prefer, like what you're attracted to, and sexuality is something that it's so major that a lot of people just play into like a large part of identifying themselves and just like who they associate with. So with me with sexuality, actually before I get into me, we're gonna do with just different the main sexualities that you always hear about. So we have gay, where it's mostly associated with like males attracted to other males. Then we have lesbians, which is like women more attracted to women. We have bisexuals who like both. We have pan who likes everybody that they think is very nice or very attractive. And then we have asexuals who don't have any sexual preference whatsoever, but they still do have romantic attractions. Like some do have romantic attractions, like they don't want to have sex with everyone or they're not sexually stimulated by people, but they want to actually have like a romantic partnership with that person. And there's different categories with that. Now, everyone always sees sexuality as something that's a definite. Like, everyone's defines themselves, and they're proud of, their identity, where they're 100% this or 100% that. But honestly, I think and I feel strongly that sexuality isn't black or white. It's not as easy as a lot of people make it seem. It's not as just easy to identify with yourself or with anybody else. It's all on a large spectrum. And a lot of people think the spectrum is just like from point A to point B, but it's more spherical. There's so many layers, there's so many different associations besides just, what you're attracted to. And there's so much that plays more into it. Like, for example, like my sexuality. If someone asks me, I identify as gay because that is what I mostly prefer. Like, and when I am actually sexually attracted to somebody, I prefer to hang out with men. I prefer to have sex with men. I prefer to be in a romantic relationship with another male because it just makes me feel more comfortable, and it's something that I am more attracted to. And I feel like it's different for like everybody. But there was a time long ago. There has been times where I do question my sexuality or have questioned my sexuality, especially like growing up. Like for me, I always knew I was attracted to men. Like ever since fucking I was 4 years old and I saw the Red Ranger pop up, and I'm just like, he's looking good. Good for him. He was my favorite Ranger. I didn't know why. I fell in love with my best friend at that time too in kindergarten, where I was just obsessed with him. I would follow him around everywhere. I would just love him. Like I love that kid. Which was weird, just to even like be so easily I could just easily tell like what I was or what I was attracted to back then. But I did have feelings towards women as well too. Like I did have maybe not like strong sexual desires because I was like 5, so no. But like there was this strong urge to like be with a woman or like be with another girl or just like have crushes on girls, because those were people that I really like associated with and had really good friendships with and just like really got along well with. So yeah, I was like I took that as attraction, and that is why like I would say I had crushes on girls, because they were just people that I wanted to more associate with rather than actually just like be with romantically or be with sexually. But over the years I've obviously changed. Like I've tried to like get more in tune with my sexuality and just like who I was as a person. So I always identified myself as gay and then just associated with everything that was gay. But even with gay, I didn't really like felt like it was such a strong category that suited me just in comparison with like other people who are gay or my gay friends, just because I always felt like something was different, just how I felt like with straight people, like something was different. So like I recently came out as demisexual not that long ago, and that basically means that because there's a bunch of different categories. Demisexual basically means that you are sexually stimulated by people you feel a strong connection with, or you have like a strong, just like intimate connection with, rather than just like based on this like people you find aesthetically pleasing, which is something that I realized as well too. Like you can find someone like aesthetically pleasing or aesthetically beautiful, like you are like not necessarily attracted to, but you find them attractive. Like you can admit people are attractive, and I find men and women both aesthetically pleasing. Just like I think women are beautiful. I think women are sexy and just gorgeous and amazing with like beautiful bodies, and just like I love being around women. And same thing with men. I feel like men just have like really like attractive, like godlike bodies. But just because I find people attractive doesn't mean I'm attracted to them. And I don't really form like a strong attraction towards somebody, like sexually, like a sexual desire towards somebody, when I don't really know them. I don't really know them, where just like, I don't feel anything with a personality. But once I feel like I get good vibes, like, like just like, we get along together well, we have a good like wordplay together, or just like anything, like we just know each other off. We get to know each other better. That's when I'm more like sexually like prone to actually, or open to like do things more sexually with you. So yeah, I don't identify myself as demisexual. I'm not necessarily sure that's exactly what I am, because like a lot of times it's just like I'm not sexually and then I'm just talking about me personally. Like a lot of times I'm just like not sexually stimulated until I am. That's basically it. There's like, my body can do one thing, just like my body gets like, this thing gets aroused by everything, just like a gust of wind, it being 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or just like whatever, it just happens. I'm just like, oh, go, that time of the day again. And it's fine. There's no like nothing, just like, oh man, I need to hump something real quick. No, I don't really get like that, where just like, I think sex is like a need for me. But when I am in a relationship or like with somebody, I do want to express myself sexually with that person. So then I'm more prone to like do things that are more sexual, or like have more sexual desire towards somebody. I'm not saying like I haven't like hooked up before, because I have. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't do it a lot, because I don't really have like a strong desire to. And normally with me personally, it comes to my own issues. I hooked up with people in the past, essentially because I felt lonely, which is a lot of people do. Like I had just this need for intimacy by another person, like, and I felt like having sex with that person, or like being, or just like really forcing myself to go through a sexual act with that person, would just like help just cope with my loneliness just for a little bit, because I did struggle with loneliness for a while. And that did trigger my depression, but basically it was just like my depression forcing me to act out, according to my therapist. And since I helped like cope with my depression, I helped like cope with just like dealing with loneliness, I don't really feel that way anymore. So I haven't had like the need to hook up, or like the need to actually go out and like have sex, because I don't feel it anymore. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not really lonely anymore. I'm alone, yeah, but I don't feel lonely. But yeah, I mean, I have like tried to hook up before, and it's fine. So yeah, I do feel like, it's a little like flexible in that nature, where just like, it's not like a definite thing. But normally like the people I did hook up with were people I got to know, people I talked to, people, that I just felt like were good enough people to like really go through with that. And then like it took some adjusting, Because just like I don't just go in and I'm just like, this is it, this is happening. Rip off my clothes and throw them on the bed and be just like, oh. No, like it takes like a lot of like mental adjusting for me to actually get to that state where I'm just like, you know what, I can have sex with this person, comfortably. Because like if I just try, like I didn't know this from the past, if I just try to just throw myself at them or try to like just like get like sexually involved with them fresh off the back, I get depressed. I like instantly just like depression takes over me. Like I'll leave and I'll just like I start just like blocking that person from my head, where just like I just have a lot of regret on the situation, or it's like I have a lot of just like resentment towards them afterwards. It's weird. So I'm not in that state anymore where it's like I feel like I have to do that. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with not having sex. I can have a relationship where like things aren't that sexual or anything. Like I'm okay with that. When I'm with somebody, that's when I do feel like a strong sexual attraction towards that person. That's when I want to be like towards all the time. Just like they come home and I'm just like, ooh, you're done with this. Rip off their clothes. I'm just like, it's happening now. I don't get that way with, just people. Like if I see an attractive person, I'm just like, okay, they're attractive. Like I appreciate them being attractive. Like they're really good looking. That's about it. There's nothing really that more to it other than that. I did find sexting more comfortable for me personally, just because it's not real. That's why like it's easy for me to like watch porn because I know it's not real. I know they're not like, it's not an actual real attraction to them. And I watch porn for the aesthetic. Like, I'm just like, all right, these two people are attractive. I like what's going on. I like hearing sounds. I'm very visual, so I'm just like, this is great for me. But I'm not like, I don't like mentally picture me having sex with those specific people at all. When I actually do masturbate, yes, I masturbate, I know. I'm a virgin, so that's all I have. When I actually do, like, I'm not picturing the people I'm watching, I'm not picturing having sex with that person. I'm either picturing someone I'm romantically involved with, or I am just going off on just watching them. And that's about it. Like, I don't have any involvement whatsoever. I don't instill myself into that scenario. Like, I don't really put myself in that scenario. I'm just like attracted like what's going on rather than those specific people. It's kind of weird, but that's just me. But I also, again, I don't feel like I have to categorize myself, because I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to, and I'm not attracted to what I'm not attracted to, and that's about it. Like, could I see myself actually like dating a woman? In a way, yeah. To an extent, because I know I just don't get sexually stimulated by women. Could I? Maybe. I don't know. I never really tried it. But I'm more comfortable with men, so I'm more comfortable with like doing the thing I know I'm comfortable with. And that's what my sexuality. And that's just an example. Sexuality is like so wide among so many people, and you hear a lot of celebrities being just like, I don't like my sexuality to define me, and just like everyone's trying to like either force them to come out or just like force them to like identify what they are. And I can admit, yeah, it's good for representation. Just like they have a high platform, so being gay or being bi or just being trans or like anything, well, trans isn't sexuality, but being gay or bi or just anything, and just like showing that to the world, showing that it exists, yeah, it creates a large platform. And it's good, and a lot of people do relate to that, and just a lot of fans are able to like accept themselves for it because they watch their idols or their like celebrity icons in the same situation that they are, and that it makes them feel more comfortable. So I get that to an extent. But there are also people, so a lot of them are either trying to figure things out or do their own thing, or they just are happy being them. Like, the freaking guy from Now Apocalypse. I call him Aladdin, because he just looks like an Aladdin to me, that he just is. But yeah, like, he's an attractive young man. He was on Victorious, and I'm just like, the Victoria Justice show with Ariana Grande? Yo. But yeah, that's like, he even said like he doesn't feel like he has to put a label on his sexuality, which I'm totally all for. There's other people. Ariana Grande felt like she doesn't have to put a label on her sexuality, like because sometimes people are attracted to like what they are, and there's just like limited preference or just like a strong preference towards one gender or one sex over the other. Like being bisexual, like I'm not bisexual, but having friends that are bisexual, I know there are people who like men and women equally. I know there's people who like men more than women, but they still identify as bisexual. And I feel there's also people who like women more than men, but they still identify as bisexual, or they marry into someone who's bisexual. And I don't understand how people could be like, "You're bi? You couldn't tell me this? Wow." Wow, I can't believe it's just like, are you attracted to him? Are you attracted to her? Are you attracted to me? Why? Did I make you like this? Why did you cheat on me like a... No. Okay, alright. So, like, if a person's gonna cheat on you, they're just gonna cheat on you. That's it. That identifies that person as a person, not because they're bi. And I don't understand why people couldn't be like, I can't date a bi person because I can't trust them more, because it's not based on their sexuality, it's based on how they are as a person, whether they cheat on you or not, and you just completely shutting that whole side of the spectrum out because you're uncomfortable with it really identifies, you as a person, and I just don't understand that. Like, I have a friend who's bi, like, he, is a really nice guy, really buff, really cool, really attractive guy, and just, I don't understand, like, if people don't feel this attraction to him, like, after he identifies as, like, bisexual. Like, I don't understand that at all, too. So, sexuality is on the spectrum. Like, some people are more asexual, and don't really have a sexual preference towards anyone. Some people just like women more. Some people like men more. Some people like different subcategories. Or some people are attracted to certain things. Like, sexuality is so big that we can't just put it in this one small box. And I feel like we shouldn't have to label. We shouldn't have to actually, like, go out there and have to label, like, what we are, like, what we like. Because I feel like it doesn't really matter, but because of how things are in society, where we find, as humans, we find comfort in categorizing. We find comfort in just, like, seeing what things are, or just, like, identifying things a certain way, and just being able to put it in separate boxes, because that just makes us feel more comfortable as people. And that's just human psychology. Like humans are just attracted, not attracted, humans just categorize everything. Just like, when you describe your friend, you're most likely going to describe by the thing that makes them the most different. Just like, just like how white people always say, or what they want to say, but they're learning now. They're just like, oh yeah, my black friend, blah, 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 or my Asian friend, blah, 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 or just like, they have to put some sort of category into it so it's easy to identify, because humans like to identify. Humans like to put things in categories, and it just helps them make things easier to either explain a situation or explain them. And a lot of people take it certain ways where just like, they don't want that attributing factor to define them, which I completely understand, because I want to be more than just like, more than just like what people see me as. So I get that. Totally do, yeah. But it's just human nature. It's what we do. Like, I don't want to be known as like someone's gay friend, but I know that's a thing that's going to... I'm not really offended when someone says my gay friend this, because I do identify as that. And I'm okay with that, but I would prefer like they reference me as something else, just like their friend. But I understand that because just humans naturally categorize by just things that separate you from everyone else. So I kind of understand that. So I'm not crazy about it, but it's a thing. And with sexuality, I forgot what I was talking about for a second. Give me a minute. Give me a second. But yeah, I know a lot of people with like a lot of different sexualities, and like I was saying, with me fitting in personally, yeah, because of how I identify myself, I don't really fit in a lot with sometimes gay people. That's why I don't really have a lot of gay friends under the age of 50, honestly. Just because, like, I talk to my gay friends, and they're just like, oh, like, I'm really attracted to this person, or like really want to have sex with this person, or just like, they go out with and want to actually hook up or like do things, or like They want to express themselves more sexually, and I don't. So it's like I kind of just like, you know, fall behind and just like I kind of like more isolate myself towards that because I don't really want to have. I think this all the time is I don't really like want to have sex. Am I capable of doing it? Yeah. I mean, do I have like certain people that I do have like a connection with where like I could be like either a friends with benefits or let's have like that situation? Yeah, because like, you know, I feel that comfort with them and just like, you know, I have that sort of connection with them. It's not necessarily, and by when I say intimate connection, I don't mean like, you know, love or just like I want to just like be on top of them all the time, but it's just that, you know, there is just a level of connection there where just like things feel more comfortable and I'm able to be sexually attracted to them. Like there's just like enough involved in that relationship where just like I don't know, something about me is just like, you know, like I see that person more than a person. It's just like when I see people as people, I see them as people. That's about it. I don't see them as anything like, you know, spectacular or amazing. Like even if I'm like strongly like find someone attractive, just like let's for example, not gonna use that example, no. But like there's been people that, you know, I find attractive. I'm just like ooh, and I stare at, I look at, I'm just like oh, just because they're barely attractive. I'm just like, you know, they're attractive people, like they're aesthetically pleasing. I want to like look at them, but like my thought isn't just like, oh yeah, daddy, oh yeah, you lift that weight, yeah, you squat for me. I'm just like, I don't feel that sexual urge towards them, and that's really like the difference. I don't really like have that like sexual desire to like be on top of them or just like, you know, be aroused by them, well, not be aroused by, but just like, you know, have their penis in my face, just like slapping around and tickling it for a little bit. I just don't have that urgency of like when I actually like see a person that I find attractive, I like look at them because just like I think they're beautiful, and I mean that's just like art. That's how I kind of see people, like, you know, the art. Everyone's like a different piece of artwork. Some you like better than others. Others you don't like as much. So that it's like that's how I feel like as I'm admiring like an art piece. And I could look at it all day. I could like just like really just like stare at it. But it's not something that I want to like, you know, put my penis in. And that's like the major difference. And I'm probably not even describing demisexuality like right. But I know there's also like you know, there's also romantic attraction. You know, just like the people that you want to actually be like romantically involved with. And there's different levels there's different levels as well too. Of like, you know, there's like sexual attraction, there's aesthetic attraction, and then there's even I forgot the other one. But basically this one's just like, you know, you wouldn't mind like kissing that person, cuddling that person, being like physically involved with in an intimate way without the act of sex. And I feel that more than this is something I realized with myself, like even like recently. Like that's something I'm more open to. Just like I'm like it's like if I really get to know someone well, like I have no problem with just like, you know, actually just like, you know, being physically involved with them, just like, you know, kissing or just like touching, but like nothing really like sexual. I'm okay with like not having sex, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like I'm okay, perfectly okay. And actually, this happened on a date that I was in where I went back to the person's house like after like we ate, like we met up. We've been talking like every day. We met up. And he seemed okay. He seemed like cool. Like I didn't really feel like, you know, like towards him. Like he was very attractive guy. But I'm not like, oh man, I want this. I just didn't feel that level of connection with him. But I liked getting to know him. I liked hanging out with him. And I was able to like, you know, go back to his place. We made out for a bit. But when things were getting more sexually involved, that's when I started getting more. I just more turned off with the situation because I just didn't feel that level of intimacy from him, or I didn't feel that level of connection. I just didn't have that kind of connection with him yet. So that kind of turned me off from the situation. I kind of had to explain to him, just like I don't really want to. I don't feel comfortable with, and it's weird because like he felt I guess he felt rejected by it, and I just told him it's just me. It's just I'm not really feeling it. Like, okay, yeah, like my body's obviously acting you know, in the act of sex, like, you know, there's like, you know, this thing is just like, oh hey, but that, you know, that's just your body's natural reaction to, you know, because, you know, humans are designed to fuck. They are. So, you know, you're gonna like be I mean, not sexually stimulated. You're gonna be physically stimulated, but it doesn't mean you're sexually stimulated, which is a big difference I had to learn. Just growing up, just because like I am like physically stimulated by something doesn't mean I'm sexually attracted to it. Um, just because I find something aesthetically pleasing doesn't mean I'm so involved in trying to, you know, rearrange that person's guts or get my guts rearranged. Um, so yeah, I think he felt rejected, and just like, I guess the reaction to how he took the fact that I didn't want to have sex or do anything sexual, and I was fine with just like, you know, making out, just like laying together. Um, I guess that's what turned me off even more from the situation, and that just like that small bit of connection I had with him was like gone. And I was like, I gotta go, because like it just felt wrong. Cause like when a person like either like accepts that from you, it kind of just reveals like their true intent. And I know it was anything more than sex that, you know, this person wanted, and it was like that really like turned me off. Some situations, it's hard dating online because like, you know, a lot of people want sex, and I just don't feel comfortable with having sex right fresh off the back. You know, just like right there, and just present myself and just like woo. And, like, it's rare. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's something rare. Like I did have like a hookup with somebody like 3 weeks ago. But someone that I at least like I talked to for a while. Like we were talking for a while. They seemed like a really cool guy. And even when I went over to that person's house, it wasn't to have sex. It was just to have that, like, you know, that intimate connection. Whereas like, you know, I had no problem just like laying next to, kissing that person, or just like you know, just being involved with that person. But you know, while doing that, we were just that I just got an okay vibe from him where it was okay to open myself sexually with him, and then I formed that sexual attraction with him. Like it was at that moment where I was sexually attracted to him, because before that wasn't sexually attracted to, but just like was just like wanted to be like physically involved. Like I was able to like be physically involved. Like I found him aesthetically pleasing, and then it got to the level where it's like, okay, you know, like I could see myself being like physically involved with this person. And then after that, it was like, I think sensual attraction. Sensual attraction, that was it. I was sensually attracted to him. But then, you know, like after like, you know, spending time with him, like I was able to form the connect, actually, you know, have sexual attraction to him, where it's like, you know, it could be something more. Because a lot of times where like I do go through with acts of, you know, being sexual with a person, it's not for me. Like I'm able to do it, but it's not like because I want to have sex, or I'm so horny I need to bust right now, or like it's not because of me. Like I would have sex like most, I'd say 7 out of 8 times, if I have sex with a person and we're not like that romantic, we're not really romantically involved or anything, it's to please that person, because I like pleasing people. I like pleasing people. Like I don't mind doing certain acts with a person if it makes them feel right, or it makes them feel okay. As long as like I feel like I'm up to it, I can do it. But it's not because just like, oh man, I gotta have sex right now. Oh my god, I'm so horny. This thing is going crazy. I'm just like this person is like, I feel like a level of comfort with that person, and that person wants to do more. Then I'll be like, okay, yeah, we can have sex. But it's not because that's like I want to. That sounds wrong. But it's not because like I, you know, have that sexual desire for that person. It's because just like I can't really explain it either. Because it's like when it's like when a asexual person is basically sex positive, where there's asexual people who do have sex because they enjoy the feeling of it. They enjoy just like the stimulation they get from it, but they're not really sexually attracted to that person. It's more like it's kind of like that. Like I'm not really sexually attracted to that person. I'm not really strongly sexually involved with that person, but I'm able to go through the act of sex. Just because like I feel that level of comfort with that person, not because I'm necessarily sexually attracted to that person. Sexuality is weird. That's how it is. That's how it is. So with certain people, yes, I'm able to go through the act of sex, but I don't have that need for sex. Like the only time I feel like that strong sexual attraction or that sexual want or that sexual desire for a person is like when I'm actually romantically involved with them and I have strong feelings for them, and that's when I want them to rearrange my guts all the time. And it's normally for that specific person. It's like that specific person is what gets me sexually stimulated. That specific person gets me sexually aroused. That specific person is who I'm just like thinking of when I'm. But again, this is just describing myself. So it's hard for me to actually like really categorize my sexuality because it's so wide. Just like the whole thing with sexuality is wide. So that's why I did label myself as demisexual, because that's something I feel more comfortable with labeling myself as. Is it impossible for me to hook up? No. Is it rare that I want to actually hook up with somebody? Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare that I actually want to hook up with someone actually physically it was I've learned that it was much easier for me to sex with a person, just because it's not, to me, I don't consider that it's not real. I mean, yeah, there's two real people on the ends of both phones or both just social medias, but it's not real. And there's lots I feel like I'm sexually attracted when I am. I'm a sexually attracted someone when I am, and when I'm not sexually involved, I'm not. When because I do get horny. It's a thing that happens. Normally it's in the morning. I do feel like that, just I'm sexually stimulated, just I'm ready to do things. So just normally I just just right after the gym or anything. And it's not every day, it's not all the time, but it does happen. And that's when I'm more open to doing more sexual acts, or just even sexting a person or anything, or just looking at porn. Mostly just looking at porn. 9 times out of 10 it's looking at porn, and that's about it. But when I'm not sexually, but when I'm not horny, or I'm not aroused, nothing really gets me more horny. I'm not gonna see fucking, I don't know, a video of Matthew Camp jerking it and be just oh yeah, this is I need it right now. I'm just oh neat, I'll save it for later for when I am. That's pretty much how it is. I don't really have that sexual desire when I'm not stimulated already. So it's neat, okay, cool, penis. When people and even a person I'm attracted to, sends me a nude or something, aesthetically attracted to, sends me a nude or something, or just whatever. I'm just oh, okay, cool, that's nice. But if I don't really know them or anything, I'm just cool. I just look at my phone and was all right, neat. But if we have talked for a while, or we have we do have some sort of connection with, if we do have some sort of connection, and it's at around a time where it's I am more sexually stimulated, I will be okay, yeah, I could actually, I could use that. I could work with that. I don't know. So that's just me going through my thing with sexuality. It's different for everybody. If I had to identify myself as anything, I don't want to identify myself as something. That's something I learned. I don't want to put myself in a box. I don't want to just have to categorize myself as something. I don't want to just label. I don't want to go around with a label, because I feel labels are unnecessary, really. I feel people can just be attracted to people. Men could just be attracted to men. Women could be just attracted to women. I don't feel the need to actually have to identify myself, because I feel comfort with myself. That's the thing with it too. It comes a lot with your own identity. I already know who I am as a person. I'm comfortable with who I am. I sleep with who I sleep with. I don't sleep with who I don't sleep with, and that's about it. I'm sexually attracted when I am. I'm normally not, and I'm okay with that. That's just how I am. But I don't feel I really need to define myself for other people. But because I know we categorize to make things easier, I have no problem just saying it. I identify as gay, because that's the most simple answer. It's I'm gay. I do want to grow old with a man. I do want to be romantically involved with a man. I do want to have sex. I prefer having sex with a man. Um, and that's just how it is. Anyway, that's just me. Your sexuality is probably different. My sexuality is different. I'm just explaining mine because it's just easier for me to actually, sort of easier for me to explain sexuality that way rather than just going through like everyone else's sexuality. And that's just how I feel. So I could be wrong. And that's the thing with sexuality. It changes too. Like I said, it's on a spectrum. So you might think you're like something 100% and just like, really feel free and just like go in that path, but then something changes and you realize like you're open to more things now. You're more sexually stimulated and more sexually involved, and I don't know if like maybe this thing is just like temporary with me, just like not being sexually like really like sexual like stimulated by like a lot of people and things. Even like I can be physically stimulated, not sexually stimulated. Everyone's probably thinking, this guy with his floppy penis, he just can't get it up. He just can't get it hard. He just can't do it. I'm just like, that has never been a problem for me. Thank you, bitch. But it's like, sometimes just not sexually stimulated. Like, even though my body's just like, yes, I'm just like, I'd rather have some chicken. Anyway, that's just me. I can keep rambling forever. I think I'm talking in circles, and when I'm talking in circles, that's when I think I gotta go. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video on sexuality. Hopefully this helped you, or maybe you feel the same way. I just want to know what you guys think. So leave a comment down below on what you actually think on your sexuality or sexuality in general, or just like, have you gone through your life thinking you're one thing and then realizing later that you're something else? Are you people who are you people who are like me, where you don't really feel like, strong, sexual stimulation from people, until you like have some sort of connection with them or some sort of like relationship with them? Not necessarily like a strong, intimate relationship, but, a relationship in general. Or are you someone who's just like, you're just ready to go, you're just like out there? Because some people are like that, and I'm just like, kudos on you if you want to like, you're just like ready to go. You're just like, you know what? My booty's ready. My dick is ready. I'm out the door. Who wants it? You're hot. I want it. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. Anyway, I'm having fun with myself. Yeah, because a lot of people are like that. Like, if you go on like Grindr or Scruff, right? That's why I can't really go on dating apps, because like, they want it. They just see someone attractive and it's like, we're doing it. And I'm just like, hey, I just can't. And you know what? That actually amazes me, because I'm impressed by it. Like, people who can do that, who are just like, they find someone attractive and they have sex with them, or they want to have sex with them, or they just like, they find someone like someone who they're attracted to more than aesthetically. They're just like, they see someone, they're sexually attracted to them, just like, they go for it. I'm just like, that's great. Good for you. That is great. That is good for them. Good for you. I just find people that's like, I'm just like, oh, wow, the person's attractive. I'm gonna go do something else. Yeah. It has its ups and downs. It really does. Because sometimes you're just like, you know what? You want to be able to put yourself like more sexually involved. Because like that was the thing too. Like, I've gotten like proposition from people who I'm just like, they're very sexually attracted. I want to, and I felt like I had to force myself to like be like open to the idea of having sex with them. But then like as soon as I like really like put my thought into it, I'm just like, I don't want to have sex with them, but I want to have sex with them. That's basically it. Just like, I want to be able to be like, you know what, we're doing this, let's make it happen. But like, I know me, I'm just like, I'm not really feeling that though, so I'm not gonna be mentally there, so I'm just not, it's not gonna happen. I kind of want it to happen in a bit, but I can't force myself to, I can't really force myself to have sex with a person just because I find them like really aesthetically pleasing or very aesthetically attractive, or even sensually attractive. Like, I can't really just like force myself to like be like physically, sexually sexual with that person. It sucks sometimes. It does, because like, and it's not because there's like, oh man, I really want to have sex with that person. It's more like just because of like the opportunity, like, like someone with like a popular OnlyFans, I'll put it that way, will like get more involved and like want to like, you know, do things with you. And it's just like, it's for the experience. I kind of want to be like, what the hell was that? Someone dropped something. Anyway, like it's for, it would be for the experience. Like I want to know what it's like, and that's like, it's like curiosity. Like it's like I just want to know what it's like. So that's what I want to be able to do it, because I want to know. I just want to know more than just like I want to have sex with that person. I need that person's dick in my dick. That's like the only difference. Like I would like the experience to have the experience. But like, yeah, I'm at the point in my life where I'm just like, I'm old. I'm old. All I want to do is go and be in bed by 9:30 and fucking watch SVU. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is just a ramble. This is just a ramble rant. This is what I do. I ramble. Anyway, guys, leave a comment below on your sexuality. If you're watching on my video podcast. If you're watching on, well, not watching. If you're listening to it as a normal podcast, hi, what's up? What's going on? Also, let me know what you guys want me to put in my Patreon, because I literally have not done shit to it. I haven't. I have tiers set up. I have my highest tier. It has like, you know, access to like photos and everything. Just like more of just like, you know, not OnlyFans, but there's like, you know, more things that are not on Instagram's policies, basically. Things that I would get flagged for. Not just like, you know, my booty hole busted wide open, but, you know, just like more of my aesthetic shots, or my aesthetic nude shots that I don't really have posted anywhere else. I also have, I want early access to these videos, but I literally record everything the day before I release them, because I'm an idiot and I'm too busy with everything else. I'm just like, fuck. So I have to make it more exclusive videos for that. I'm probably going to put just like my normal chats on there, my normal like vlogs of like what's going on in my life. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go. I only have a Patreon for gas money, to be honest. So I'm just like, that's why I'm not that involved with it. I'm just like, I mean, $2. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. Stay awesome. Bye.